All right.
So I'm gonna do just a quick intro, and then we'll get right into it then. Okay,
Yeah,
great. Sounds good.
do
So,
it.
hey everybody. Thanks for joining me again on another Naked and Famous Denim podcast. And today, the format's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing an interview with one of our good friends and partners, Daniel Carman from Over the Rainbow. And I hope to be doing more of these style of interviews down the road to just give you a little bit more insight into the world of denim that is just beyond fabric and construction. A lot of times we don't highlight the retailer's perspective. So I just want to give maybe a chance for our retailers to talk about what they're all about and hopefully I don't know, provide some more insight into this wonderful wild world of raw denim that we're in. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce everybody to Daniel Carman here from Over the Rainbow. Say
What's
hello
up,
to everyone, Daniel. All right.
everybody? What's up, Naked and Famous World? It's Daniel, co-owner of Over the Rainbow in Toronto, Canada. What's up?
Right. So, this isn't live to anybody. So just so you know, it's just me and you right now.
That's right.
Okay. Well, yeah. What's up? What's up to all the people
I-
watching later on?
It's all good. All right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, I'll get back into me and you mode this time.
Right. So,
What's up?
not too much. We're wrapping up the weekend here. Oh, the weekend. We're getting into the weekend. It's been another long week as usual. Just anyhow, we're very close to opening our retail store in New York City, and we had our shop manager come into Montreal earlier this week. So we gave him a great product training. We introduced him to Montreal, so we can get a real vibe for the company that we're in and the city that inspires us. So we had a lot of fun with Steve, who was able to drop by. But anyway, after that, we had a lot of emails to catch up on. We got new systems that we're integrating and implementing. So as you can imagine, changing systems is a real pain. So
Yeah, sounds like my life too.
Right.
I've been there, done that, and I'm going there and doing that too. So
Right.
get it, man.
It's the non-glamorous part of the denim world that you guys probably aren't that interested in. It's a lot of Excel templates and data migration. Anyways.
We'll get on to the fun stuff.
Right. We'll get on to the great stuff. So, Over the Rainbow, you guys have been in business since 1975. That's 43 years in business. And I have to say that I don't think that there's another denim shop in Canada, maybe not even North America, that's operated as long as you guys. I'm from Toronto, so I've known about you guys for a long time. But I'd really love to hear about maybe some of the early days of Over the Rainbow and how you got started and perhaps why you even got started.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm in my mid-30s, so I wasn't even around when the store was founded. But what I can tell you is that, in 2018, we all wear jeans everywhere, to every place. And you don't have to be this cool, hip, alternative guy or girl to wear jeans. It's sort of socially acceptable everywhere. But in the 70s, when we first opened, it wasn't. Nobody was jeans. It was.
Whoa. Daniel, I think I'm losing you for a second here. Dan? Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Dan, I think we lost contact there. You were telling us about in 2018 everybody's wearing jeans, but it wasn't the case back in the 70s when you guys started up. So would you pick up
Right.
from there?
Yeah, absolutely. So when Joel was getting into business,
And Joel's your father.
Joel is my father. Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm second generation. I'm his son, and I'm the co-owner of the business now, along with my entire family. So it is a family business for anyone who doesn't know about Over the Rainbow. But in the 70s, wearing jeans was alternative. And Joel was one of those alternative guys who only wore jeans. And there wasn't really a place in Toronto, Canada, for his friends and his community of people that he knew to go out and buy these alternative rebellious wares. So he decided to open a store to solve that problem. So he opened up a tiny 400 square foot bespoke denim store where he was the salesperson. There was a tailor, and you came in, you visited Joel, and he fitted you for jeans, and then you got them tailored that same day. And, as denim...
And you still do that.
We still do that. We have a
Yeah.
lot of people, and the store is bigger, but nowadays, as from the 70s and fast forwarding all the way till now, 40 years later, now denim is more acceptable to everybody. It's not alternative, it's mainstream. And our purpose is still the same. We still service people the same way, and we treat everybody the same way. But that was the origins of us launching in the 70s. And I believe, I don't know about North America, but I know in Canada we were definitely one of the first, if not the first, Canadian bespoke denim store, for sure. We have been specializing in denim. We sell a lot of other products, for sure. Thank goodness. We've had a lot of other success stories, but at the end of the day, we are known as denim guys and girls. We are a denim store.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Like I said, I've known about Over the Rainbow for many, many years. I used to shop there myself when I was younger, but I like the idea of like opening a denim store, because there wasn't a denim store. Imagine, I can't even imagine the market today if there wasn't specialty denim shops. I always find it odd sometimes when I travel to a new city and there isn't like a specialty denim shop there. I always feel like every city needs their destination, and you guys have certainly carved that out in Toronto. So back to, I guess this being a family business and you growing up around the store, do you have any like fun or interesting memories of, back in the day, maybe when you were a kid working in the shop, or like how did you get started working in the shop?
Well, I mean, when I was about, 12, 13, I would just come in on weekends and be the stock boy. And, if there was a break, Christmas break or whatever, I was just this kid cleaning up after jeans and folding jeans into the wall and just doing all the odd jobs that no one else wanted to do. So literally I've done every job my staff currently has ever done.
Right.
So, I mean, those aren't glamorous memories, but that's just that's where I started.
But I think that builds character also. I mean, knowing every single role in the shop.
Yeah, man, I definitely do. And I value that. And I value all my employees because I've been exactly where they are, from the person who stocks, who security tags our jeans all the way up. So, I mean, I have a great appreciation for that. As far as memories go, there's so many of them, but, some of the greatest memories have been just seeing, denim brands and other brands outside of denim just, start and grow within our store. So that's been, some of the most notable brands have been, brands like Big Star Jeans from the U.S., Replay Jeans in the early 90s. That was a European brand. Edwin Jeans in the mid 80s from Japan.
Right.
Brands like Tommy Hilfiger was actually, we were one of the first, and that's made a big resurgence. Canada Goose, all the way up to 10 years ago. This local Canadian made raw denim brand came in, and we discovered them too. So, I mean, that's just you guys amongst many brands. Some of the greatest memories have just been watching them grow and watching them go from small to internationally known.
Right.
The only other memory I can think of is Joel's believe it or not, he has a love for motorcycles, and used to do this charity event on the street called the Harley Davidson Motorcycle Run, and we used to get like over 100 Harley Davidson to go drive around the city, drop toys off to the kids, and then they would park on Yorkville in front of the store, and they would do shopping, and everyone on the street would just go and look at these like beautiful vintage
Oh,
motorcycles.
that's
So
crazy.
we have some cool photos of that in our office and stuff, and that was a great memory. But there's been so many over the past 40 years. We could do a whole video on that. But
Sure.
those are the, brand focused. Those have been some of the great success stories, and we're hoping that we can continue to find more brands that can fit into that story.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's talk about that. What makes a brand the right brand for Over the Rainbow? I'm sure you get approached all the time. Everybody who's launching a new denim brand, I would imagine, they know who Over the Rainbow is. They're going to Over the Rainbow because they want the prestige of being carried there. But I mean, naturally, you can't carry them all. So what makes a brand the right brand for you?
I mean, if you've followed our store season after season, and we're still ticking today, we don't introduce a new brand or a new denim brand specifically every season because I think being a denim store, we're a little bit more selective about who we work with, and that's done for a reason because we want to make sure that anything that we sell in the store compares to what we already have. So typically we're looking for things that we don't currently stock or are different from what we have. Mm-hmm. If it's the same thing or if it's a copy of something we already have, it doesn't really fill a void. So we're kind of looking to fill those voids with the new brands that we bring in. I think obviously for a denim brand, it has to fit well, it has to feel good, it has to be sustainable, and it also has to have some sort of purpose.
Right.
What I purpose is that there has to be a reason why the brand exists.
Right.
Whether that's and there's a number of different ways that brands can have purpose, whether it's the best made fabric ever, or it's eco-friendly, or it's made in Canada, or there's a number of things, but we look for brands with purpose just because we know that those brands will last longer because they'll be able to continue to tell that story or have some sort of substance behind the brand. So purpose and substance and differentiation are kind of the three things we really look for. And then the last thing is also, having a good relationship with the people behind the brand, because as great as the products are themselves, great brands are driven by great people that have vision for the future and the present and where they want to take their brand. So, I think that's aside, speaking on Naked and Famous, you guys have always made amazing product, but we've had a great relationship just being able to talk to each other and bounce ideas off each other. And we just like each other as people. So when you have a good relationship, you can really maximize that brand synergy and that relationship and take it a lot farther than just if you're just doing business or sell a brand because it's hot at the moment. We do a lot of the less in the moment stuff and a lot more longevity. We're looking for longevity brands. So
less flash in the pan.
Yeah. And I mean, from time to time, we will dabble into those sort of trend-driven brands, but we're hoping for, even with those things, that there is some longevity there.
Right.
Just because we spend a lot of time and effort, building those brands. We want it to be substantial.
Right. I mean, even with us, I mean, we have our own retail store, and as retailers, we put a lot of time into introducing these products to our customer, and you can kind of tell if the people you're working with are organized or not organized, and sometimes you're a little bit skeptical of the ones that they don't seem to know what maybe they're not as professional as some other people would be, and sometimes they're the least professional people, but they just happen to be great people, and there's a lot of passion driven there. But I think you're right. I mean, when we as retailers put a lot of time into something, introducing it to our customers, they have to, we have a trust relationship with them. And if we're showing them something for one season, telling them that it's fantastic, and then all of a sudden next season it's not there anymore, we will lose that trust with them, I think, over time if that happens on a regular basis.
And it's the same thing with us. Our customers trust us, right? So when we bring something new or we continue to carry something that we believe is relevant, they trust us, right? And that trust has allowed us to, introduce new brands to people, but also to keep brands that they love going. Because as you know, Bezad, our customers, even if they love the Naked and Famous brand as an example, there's specific things that they like about it, right? It's
Right.
not you guys carry. So it's up to us to figure out, what in your brand and in all the other brands that our customer will respond to positively.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
that's the nature of how we work together.
Hmm.
And that's what
Yeah.
stores are all about, right?
Yeah, catering to the client, knowing their clientele very well, and making sure that they have the right product on hand. So,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Um, just, I have my list of questions I'm going through. So,
No problem.
my next question was, we've been working together for almost 10 years now. Well, it's been 10 years now, and even before I got started, because I joined Naked and Famous January 2010. I signed with Brandon 2009, kind of like the last couple of months. So I knew I was moving to Montreal. I was just finishing up my old job, and I was personally I was with Naked and Famous almost from at least mentally. I was with Naked and Famous from the first blog post I saw about it, and I was just so impressed with the fact that we were selling Japanese selvage denim jeans made in Canada at the price points we were at the time, they were incredible, and they still are incredible. But at the time, I mean, jeans were, if you wanted a proper pair of selvage jeans, I don't think you could get something for less than $300. And even if it was less than $300, it wasn't much less. We were coming in under $140 at some points, or even less. I remember my first pair was $115. So, thinking back on that, like thinking at the time, where the market was at when Brandon first approached you guys, what were your initial thoughts when you saw Naked and Famous for the first time?
Well, I mean, I was there when Brandon took his, and Brandon's told this story too. So, I mean, if you go back and you do the research, he's told this story. So I'm going to tell it from my perspective because I was there when Brandon first met us ever. And I think it was probably one of his first trips, at least his first sales trip to Toronto ever. And I was with Joel and the men's buyer at the time. And I think I was the assistant men's buyer. So I wasn't even in a position of authority, but I was there and I was buying, where I was learning how to buy menswear at the time. And Brandon literally just showed up out of nowhere. He actually he stumbled into a showroom of a gentleman by the name of Hershey Weinberg. If you're in the fashion industry, you know who he is. And him and Joel are very close friends. And he did the presentation for Hershey. And Hershey said, well, I'm not a clothing store and I'm not a retailer, but I do know somebody who I think could really appreciate your products. And Brandon came in and he had maybe 5 samples, and they were the first offering of Naked and Famous jeans. He brought the vintage shuttle loom, and he had these denim juggling balls, and he was juggling them up in the air, and he was doing his whole song and dance, and it was probably the most high energy pitch, not even just for denim, but for clothing I had ever seen. And if you know Brandon, he still does that today, but I saw this high energy act of passion, and I was like, wow. I mean, I was just blown away by him. And that's why, we've actually personally, him and Brandon and I have become friends because of just that energy and that passion that he has. It's probably why you work with him, because it's the same way. But he presented this jean, and you're absolutely right. You mentioned before that raw salvage denim that was made in Japan was close to $300. That was the industry. There was no, it was super high end. It was super exclusive, super limited. And we were trying to, get into that game, but we didn't, because we know about how denim is made. We didn't believe that at the time that $300 for a raw jean that's never been through the wash process was really worth it to our consumer. So Brandon came along and he had this jean. I believe the original price was $125. It was the indigo salvage jean with the gray top stitch. It might still be in the line today. It was the original jean. And it was $125 retail, not wholesale.
Right.
But
Canadian.
Canadian. And
Yeah.
and it was authentic Japanese fabric. It fit well. It was beautiful. It was just as good as any high 200 to early to low $300 raw made in Japan jean. It was the same thing. It fit well and it was great, and we loved him. So we were impressed. As I mentioned before, it's about people and it's about authentic product. Naked and Famous, the brand name meant nothing to us because it was brand new, but we saw a guy that knew what he was talking about. He knew his denim stuff. He knew how to make great product, and he was a dynamic person. So we said, you know what? This is great product. It's Canadian. Let's try it out. And we were the first, I believe, the first Naked and Famous retailer outside of Montreal to carry Naked and Famous.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Can correct me, but I believe if we're not one of the first, we were the first. But we were the first to believe in him, and it's been a great ride ever since. And now we're here talking together.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and we've had such a great relationship since then. And Brandon, because we would do our meetings. I mean, even with you guys, our meetings for, maybe up until like last season, or maybe I think it was about last season. We would still come to your office with the suitcases and, whip out all the samples on the floor and just like pick through everything. And
you would have an audience, like people who weren't even in sales would like, and this was even, when Brandon stopped and you guys were doing basically the emulation of that presentation. People would like gather around just to hear you guys talking about crazy denim and stuff. So it's still one of the appointments season after season that I look forward to, and I always enjoy working with you guys and just seeing what you guys are coming up to. I am, as a person that sees thousands of brands and products, I'm still blown away at the innovation that Naked and Famous continues to have.
Well, thank you for all of your support, Daniel. You've been a great partner. Oh, so do I. All right. Well, next question. I think we covered a lot of that in that, but I wanted to see if you had any, because you work the sales floor, you get to see the customer reactions firsthand. I wanted to see if maybe you had any, interesting or funny customer reactions to Naked and Famous denim. Well, I could talk about some of mine, but I wanted to see maybe if you had some interesting stories you had.
When we started, there wasn't a lot of weird stories because raw denim was so like when we started with Naked and Famous, that was really the start of raw denim becoming popular. So, everybody wanted to wear raw denim. It was the thing to do. It was the hot trend to do. So in the beginning, everybody was into it, and there was no weird stories. I think when you fast forward now, the way that at least our customer base is going, it's all about comfort denim. So nowadays, you see people trying on like your Elephant 7 jeans or your 18 ounce, big slub denim, like all those super heavies, and they're like, wow, like who the heck would wear this stuff? Like people are just blown away, which I think is cool because now, the person that's buying Naked and Famous really, it's not a trend. I don't believe it's necessarily a trend-driven product anymore. It's a product that people really, really believe in. The people that really love denim for what it is, that's what they love about Naked and Famous. So, some of the typical ones are guys that buy, the typical unsanforized shrinking story. We've heard a lot of those. So yeah. It's just, people come in and they put it on and it's like snake skin on them. It's like it's just, it's too small and everything. They didn't read the instructions or whatever it is. But
right.
C'est la vie. Story wise, I'm on volume 6 of customer stories. So sure. Beyond and Famous, I could tell you a million of them, but I think for Naked and obviously there's a shock value to super raw denim and how it sort of works in. But I think nowadays the people that are buying that, like they're pretty with it as far as how it's supposed to feel and conform to their body. It's not going to be a 6% stretch jean that's going to feel like a sweatpant. That's not what Naked and Famous is. And I think we're okay with that because denim is really supposed to be that way.
Right. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, for me, usually it's kind of the guy that you never would have expected to love something as much as they loved it. Like, you might have like this, maybe an older gentleman, and, being on the sales floor, and you'll know, like, sometimes you get a real feel for, you try not to judge customers, but you kind of have an idea what they're going to go after. Certain age demographics, they tend to like certain kind of fits, a certain kind of feels. Like, one thing I find funny is I find that men of a certain generation really hate button flies, but men who are like a little bit, I'd say 35 and under, they don't care. If you're a little older than 35, boy, do you hate button fly. It's
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Such a, and I always find it odd because I'm not of that age, but I try to relate, but yeah, I mean, for me it's like you think a guy who is a comfort guy, and he looks at some of the craziest fabrics you have, and he's just like looking at it with, I don't know if it's disgust, but it's like this, like, what? Who wears this? And then he puts it on, and he's just like, I really like this. And for me, those are my favorite moments. I love those the most.
By the way, I don't care button fly versus zipper fly, but I am a button fly guy.
Right, I'm also a button fly guy. I prefer it. You open it easier, it's faster, but I also don't care. Like, if a jean has a zipper on it, I'll wear it. Like, I'm not.
But I prefer button fly, and the only reason for that is because you can never forget to button up your fly. You can forget to zip up your fly.
Can you not forget to button up your fly?
You can't forget it. The way that button flies are made, it would stick out too much, and you're forced. There would be too much. The top shank doesn't cover the buttons enough for you to button up your fly. But when you unzip your fly and you button up the top button, it covers it enough that you can forget and walk around with a zipper undone. But it doesn't work that way with button fly. You're forced to do it up. So with button fly, you're guaranteed never to have a hole down there at your crotch.
Okay.
Zipper fly is a little bit more of a risk.
All right. Well, I'm going to take your word for it, and for
Ryan, I will 100% stand by that. Anybody.
Okay. Leave a comment below, anyone who has forgotten to button your button fly. But let's see how right Daniel is. I'm skeptical. I'm sure people forget all kinds of things, but you're probably more right than you're wrong.
We'll see.
We'll find out. All right. So over the years, we've had many collaborations, and I just wanted to know, like, what is your I know what my process is, but when it comes to building something special for Over the Rainbow, what is your thought process like how do you build it out, kind of like exactly what it is that you need for your customers?
Well, I mean, it works back. First of all, we need to know what works for our customers. So that's where it starts. It's a need that a customer has, and whether that brand can make something to fulfill that need. That's really where it starts. If it's not something that people care about, there's no point in making it. So that's really where it starts. I think with Naked and Famous, what was interesting is that, even though we were one of the first retailers to work with you, many other retailers I saw were making, collaboration jeans or specialty jeans with you. Mm-hmm. I started this and I started to realize that we could do the same thing. But then I realized that because everybody else is doing a specialty jean, what are we going to make jean-wise that's so special? So the first collaboration we actually did, and I brought some
right on
to show you, is the first collaboration we actually did. I forget the year it was, but if you go online, It was actually what I did not see that Naked and Famous did. You guys had always done specialty jeans. It was probably one jean and one fit with your retailers. I don't believe you had ever done a capsule collection with
Right.
anybody. So I said, instead of doing a specialty jean, I want to do a capsule collection of items that Naked and Famous has never made before. When I say items, I mean styles of either clothing or bottoms that either they haven't made before or they don't make very often.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we came up with was, and I will do my best to hold it up.
Yeah. The first shorts we ever made.
This was called the Weird Short by Naked and Famous. It was part of something called, and you can look it up online, it was called the 5+5 capsule collection. It was 5 denim shorts and 5 short sleeve shirts.
Right.
Now, short sleeve shirts are very common now in your line, but back in those days, you only used to cut short sleeves for people by request. You never advertised it. So there was no advertising of short sleeve shirts. So we did 5 denim shorts and 5 short sleeve shirts.
Right.
I don't know all of them. This particular one, I'm going to try to do a close up here. We did a specialty patch.
Yeah, with the rainbow logo.
And it said 5-year anniversary. So it was also the 5th anniversary of Naked.
Oh, yeah.
So you could go back and sort of look at your timeline there. And as you can see, this is a weathered patch. Like this is a pair of my own shorts that I've worn. This was a pair of, I believe, 10-ounce dungaree,
Selvage.
Shorts. So this was one of them. This was another one. This was the green. Forget what this was called, but it was like a green
Chino. It's like a red selvage.
Yep, but it was a denim cut and it felt like denim. Same patch. There was a light chambray one. There was a camo
one.
And there was a duck canvas one, a beige duck canvas one. Those were the 5 colors. I don't have all of them. I didn't keep all of them. I wish I did. But that was the patch that we did for that. And then the 5 shirts. My favorite shirt. I still wear this shirt today. This was, and you could probably tell me the name of the fabric, but I think it was like a shishiko print or something.
It was like some kind of, well, it's clearly a Japanese motif shirt. The exact fabric name, I don't remember offhand. There's, we make a lot of jeans. We make even more shirts, and it's just so hard for me to remember. And the other problem with our shirting naming is like, we'll name a shirt like brushed flannel, and then the next season we'll make another one called the brushed flannel brown or brushed flannel green. So the names all melt into my brain at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, this one I loved because of all the Japanese prints. There's like crabs and ninja stars and
it's like a monkey.
But it was made in such a cool dark fabric.
Yeah.
And again, this was a long sleeve shirt that we just cut. That Naked and Famous cut into a short sleeve, and I believe we did like a camo one. Mm-hmm. I think we did just like a chambray, like just some classic ones. Because again, short sleeves were not common then. So we approached the collaboration process with Naked and Famous. We wanted to do something different. So it was a capsule collection. It was shorts and short sleeve shirts, and no one had ever done it before.
Right.
So if you go online, there's probably some sort of content somewhere. I know on our old blog site, we had a write-up about it, so there's probably photos somewhere in there. I wish I had.
There was an event, I believe, also. Brandon came down.
Yeah. There was an event as well. So Brandon did a launch event at the store with us, and I believe there is a photo of me wearing this shirt.
Right on.
And one of the shorts. So that was our first collaboration together, and it was during the 5th year anniversary of Naked and Famous. So again, something that we had never, ever done before.
And what's incredible is that short sleeve shirts are, we make more short sleeve shirts than long sleeve shirts now for our spring collection. So, clearly you had a great idea when you thought about this, and I think we took that and we ran with it, and it became a very integral part of our spring collection.
Well, I'm very happy that that happened for you. And I'm just glad that, one of the reasons why I wanted to show that is to show people, whoever's watching this video, that that's where we didn't come up with the short sleeve shirt. We did come up with the first denim short. It's something that we might even bring back maybe sometime in the future, maybe.
Maybe.
But that was kind of how we approached sort of the innovative. We wanted our collaborations together to be different than what you were doing with other people, and we wanted them to be innovative. So that was the first one that we did. The second one that we did was actually another capsule collection in 2014. For our 40th anniversary, we did a capsule collection together where we did a jean. So we did we took a kimono print. It was a kimono flower print. I don't have a photo of that here, but we called it the kimono capsule series. So it was one kimono fabric. It was an indigo dyed kimono flower print, and we put it on the
back of the coin pocket.
Yeah, it was on the coin pocket. It was on we did a denim jacket. It was in a left-hand twill fabric. So we did a left twill jean with a kimono flower insert just on the coin pocket. We did the matching jacket with the print sort of on the inside here, which I don't think you had ever done before. The coin pocket you might have done with Barney's, but I think you did it in like a red solid color or something, but we did it in a kimono fabric, so it was a little different. And then the other thing we did is we took that same fabric and we put it on a pocket tee.
Right.
So anybody who wears Naked and Famous pocket tees, the kimono flower print was the first pocket tee that Naked and Famous ever made. And it was a really simple concept. We took a circular knit t-shirt and we took because the flower print was on a shirt, so that's
kind of the theme of that collection.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we did was we took the pocket off of a shirt. I'm actually wearing a Naked and Famous shirt now. This is one of your brushed flannel shirts.
Right.
And we took the pocket off of the shirt and we just applied it onto your circular knit t-shirts. Very simple idea, but it had never been done before. And the pocket tee sold faster than any of the other three items. I mean, the whole collection was a success. And again, we did another launch event. There's actually a video online that Brandon filmed about the 40th anniversary, and it kind of touches a little bit on that history aspect. But we did a pocket tee. And then from there, even though we didn't do capsule collections, we started to make our own pocket tees. So this isn't one of the original ones, but this was one of them.
Right.
So this was a gray
flower print.
That was a flower print. It's not the same one. The kimono one was different, but this was a version we made for our store. So every season, even though Naked and Famous makes pocket tees, we every season make our own exclusive pocket tee design. So I'm showing you one. My personal favorite was this one.
The Daruma print.
So we took that, we put that on a pocket tee. So these two designs and all the designs that we've ever done on the pocket tee side, and again, that's another item that Naked and Famous now runs with. I think you still make pocket tees.
Oh yeah, they're very popular.
Yeah. So very simple idea. We took it, we ran with it, and we just make pocket tees every spring. We come out with a new pocket tee collection with exclusive prints from the Naked and Famous line. Actually, what I do have is this was the patch that was on the jeans and the jacket. So you see, so you see the flowers. Those were the flowers that were on. So you replicated the flower print onto the patch, and this logo here was the 40th anniversary logo. So we did a whole bunch of collaborations, but the only denim capsule collection we did was with Naked and Famous, and that was the exact patch. And we actually gave these out as they were just as almost like business cards.
That's cool.
I wish we had kept the one. I wish we'd kept everything we ever did. That's like you keeping every collaboration. You would need a whole room just for that, but who knew, right? So
we have a room where we have a lot of the old stuff, and then we have just shelves of old samples. It's not
Yeah.
organized. I'm pretty sure we don't have one of everything we've ever made. We probably have like, I'm gonna say 90% of 85% of every jean we've ever made. Shirts, I don't know, that's a tough one. But almost every jean we've ever made, I have. The
Well,
only thing I don't have, and I know it for a fact, was this hologram. We made a hologram denim jacket, and I sent it out for a photo shoot, and I never got it back, and that was the end of that. And I don't even know if we have any other.
you should see if you kept our gene. I don't know if you did, but anyways, maybe it's somewhere in your archives. I don't have it, but anyway, it was again a great success. It was a great time. We also like to I know this is like a really long answer to your question, but we always want to have a purpose for why we're collaborating with somebody. So if you notice, those two collaborations came through. The first one was during the 5th anniversary of Naked and Famous, which is why we used 5, and then the next one was for the 40th anniversary, and that's why we did it. So we don't just do capsule collections because we want to. We try to find a good reason to do it during some sort of hallmark occasion. Exactly.
Right.
So that's the reason why we do that. This isn't a collaboration, but I just found this. I don't know if you probably have these.
Oh yeah, we
It's
have.
not a collaboration, but ours are a little sun faded because they were left baked out in the sun.
No, it's all good.
These are denim baseball gloves. We actually sold them. See, there's still a security tag on one. I wiped 2 of them and had a patch on it and everything.
Do you still have the baseballs that go with them?
They're still in the mesh, too.
Okay, perfect. Even
How-
better.
How great is that? It's
That's
like
pretty incredible.
unwrapping like a toy or something. I will keep these forever. I also have a denim beer cooler also
Right on.
that I use with a leather strap. It's somewhere in the office, but I won't show it to people. But anyway, those are some of the items that we have. So,
Right.
and then obviously we have a collaboration right now that we just launched. I don't know if we want to go into that, but we can.
Absolutely, of course, because we do have this brand new jean that we developed specifically for you guys. You know what? I'm gonna let you introduce it, Dan.
So remember I was talking about doing different things. So we had done the collaboration thing. We've done denim shorts and pocket tees, but what we had never done with anybody, including Naked and Famous, is a custom denim fit. And if there's one thing that Over the Rainbow is known for, is we know about fit and we know about how things fit. So how this came about, because obviously the nice guy, which is what we called it, and that's what it is today. The reason for that was what caused us to do that was when Naked and Famous as a brand discontinued the skinny guy. They stopped making it. We saw, because we're always on the floor and we talk to our customers, that there was a gap in fit between the weird guy and the super guy, formerly known as the super skinny guy. But we saw, at least for our customer base, maybe not for the Naked and Famous community,
Right.
for our customer base, there was a gap between that. The skinny guy was a good in between, even though spec-wise, it's not that different from the super guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm very aware of that, but there was a need for something in between that. So we said, well, if it's not available, why don't we make it? So that's where we started the process collaboratively of creating a custom fit. So we actually tried it out. The Nice Guy was actually launched. The first Nice Guy was launched last season as a test run. We did it in the 11-ounce stretch salvage fabric. We changed the top stitch on it, and this is what it is. So
Right.
you might recognize this pocket flasher. This is a core essential fabric, Japanese fabric, rope dyed. Still, not the heaviest jean in the world, but still super legit. It's a Japanese denim. One thing you'll notice, the top stitch on the jean compared to the original one, we changed it. So on the 11-ounce stretch fabric, it's actually an orange stitch. We changed it to sort of this ochre,
like kind of brown tone
stitch to make the fabric stand out over the top stitch, because we found, and we actually do carry this exact jean in the Super Guy in its original fabric, which we have now.
Yep.
But we found that for the Nice Guy, we wanted the jean color not to be, overshadowed by a sort of a brighter top stitch.
Sure.
So we took this top stitch down. Now, in fit, the Nice Guy, what we did is we started with the Skinny Guy, and we took the rise and we actually lengthened the rise by 1 inch. So the Nice Guy is, I believe it's an 11-inch rise. Somewhere around that. It's graded for different sizes, but we basically took an existing jean and we added 1 full inch. And I believe it's 1 full inch higher than both the Weird and the Super Guy. So compared to most Naked and Famous jeans, it's an inch higher in the rise. Because when we did fit testing, we realized that the common thing that at least our customer wanted was a little bit more room in the thighs. In the rise.
Yeah.
So we added 1 inch higher in the rise. Then what we did is we went down to the thigh and we noticed a lot of the thighs in the slimmer pants. So the Skinny Guy and the Super Guy had slimmer thigh pants. The Weird Guy doesn't. The Weird Guy is a looser thigh pant, and you guys have other pants that are even looser than that. But what we did is we took the Skinny Guy thigh, the Skinny Guy, not the Super Skinny Guy, the Skinny Guy thigh, and we also lengthened that by 1 inch. So inch higher, inch wider. So what this has meant is to give a roomier top block to the jean. So from the knee up, the jean is 1 inch higher and 1 inch roomier, either for that guy that just wants more room there, or more so for an athletic guy who, unless he's wearing the Weird Guy or the Easy Guy, he's having trouble fitting his athletic thighs in there. But he's also he's taking that Weird Guy and he wants the bottom opening of the Super Guy.
Right.
So from the knee down, it's the Super Guy opening. But from the knee up, it's a higher rise, looser thigh pant. So what we developed, the Nice Guy, and again, the Nice Guy is a fit that's exclusive to our store. We made it with Naked and Famous. Naked and Famous worked with us on this fit. We launched the initial one last year. It was a great success. So what we did is we took this same fabric, we redid it, and all we did was create a new custom
patch.
Now, if you're from Toronto, you'll notice that the city skyline is sort of lurking behind, and you'll see this man over here. And if you've been watching this video, there's a guy looking over my shoulder here that this caricature is inspired on. So obviously, Naked and Famous is known for their character drawings. A lot of their authentic leather patches are made out of characters or cartoons. So we wanted to be consistent with that. And this is actually a cartoon of my father, Joel Carman, the founder of the store. And what we did is we took Super Joel. So this is, I'm standing up right now, by the way. So this guy is actually taller than me. This is about a 6'4" cardboard cutout of Joel. It's the most amazing thing ever. We've had it for over 20 years. I don't know who made it. It's incredible. So, whenever we do special projects, we try to incorporate Super Joel into that. So Super Joel is in the patch of this 11-ounce stretch salvage jean. And what we also did is, because this was successful, and some people have this jean already. So if you bought the first 60 pairs of them, you have this jean. What else could we possibly do? So what we did was we wanted to do a different color. We did the second one in the black and gray stretch salvage. So we wanted a dark jean with a tonal stitch. We didn't change anything about the top stitch or anything. This is the original fabric, original stitch, made in the nice guy fit, different color patch. So we matched the patch of the top stitch that we did. I actually think this patch looks even cooler because you can kind of see
Really stands out.
it really stands out. So this patch both of them came out amazing. I mean, like, hats off to Naked and Famous for making this incredible patch. I can't imagine how long this took. Just the detailing on it is incredible.
I'm glad you like it.
But
I really
I would-
wanted to incorporate Super Joel into something because
we all,
the
yeah.
amount of times I've come to your office and I love looking around and seeing all the artifacts of, all the, just the history of Over the Rainbow, and Super Joel always, popped out to me, and it was a, great cartoon, and, of course our logo is a cartoon, so I thought, man, we got to use this for a patch one day, and I'm so happy we got to do it for this project.
And I'm happy we were able to use them. I'm happy we had the foresight to create a custom patch, and I'm happy that this nice guy fit has been, excuse me, very, very well received by fans of Naked and Famous, but it's also allowed us to sell it to people that maybe couldn't fit, or it wasn't quite Naked and Famous as a brand or as a fit. It's opened up a lot of people to the brand because it's got that high rise, it's got that roomy thigh, it's got those things. We wanted to create a jean for people that couldn't subscribe to the Naked and Famous brand, but wanted to wear something raw, something comfortable, something authentic. So it's been a great success. We're already starting to sell them. They're available online and in store now, only available at Over the Rainbow. We're working on a third iteration for spring 2019 that Bezat and his team we're in discussions with now. So this nice guy fit is not going anywhere. We're going to continue to make the Super Joel patch. We're just going to keep finding cool colors and fabrics to make it out of and really make this jean something really special. And it is special because we're just a retail store. We don't manufacture jeans. We don't make jeans, and we're not really designers, but Naked and Famous has allowed us to almost become designers and be part of the creative process. So that's a really exciting thing, and this jean turned out great, and I encourage anybody who's watching this video or is part of the Naked and Famous universe to really look at this jean. We actually we wrote a blog post about this jean with a fit guide. So I know sometimes some people on your live stream have been asking about a fit guide that is available on our website. If you go to www.rainbowjeans.com, jeans with an S at the end, and you go to blog, it will be there. And I believe it might still be on the
First page.
bio of our Instagram page, which is Rainbow Jeans 416. 416 being the area code of Toronto. So Rainbow Jeans 416. Go to the link in the bio. It may or may not be there, but you will be able to find information about the nice guy, and it will sort of reiterate everything that I said in this video about why we created this fit. And hopefully this will lead into us creating other fits and other products. And I don't believe the collaboration process is done between us. I think there's always things that we can discover and do, and we're always looking to do that. So I just want people in the Naked and Famous world to recognize that we are a store that does that, and we think very carefully about the types of collaborations that we do with them. And they, believe it or not, they are different than anything that we've ever done, but also that Naked and Famous has ever done in their universe.
Right.
So,
and I think that's what keeps our collaboration so special, that when we're doing something with you guys, we're doing something that, we step out of the box a little bit and we do something brand new. And to be fair, it's been a great testing ground for us as well, like the short sleeve shirts, like the pocket tees. Shorts, people still ask us for shorts here and there, but I just tell most people that they could turn any one of our jeans into shorts if they really wanted to.
Well, you know what? How that idea actually came up. You actually, and then we can, because I know we talked a lot about collaborations, but I saw one of my staff cut their Naked and Famous jeans. It was the green one that I just showed you.
Yeah.
You're on in the video. He was wearing that, and I was like, "Wow, those are great shorts. Who are those?" And he showed me the Naked and Famous ones, and he had cut them at a certain length, and I was like, "Wow, those look amazing." And when I saw that, I said, everybody was just going up to him and complimenting him on these denim shorts, these green denim shorts, and he just kept getting caught. And I was observing this, and I'm like, maybe this is something that we can sell. So it was actually an idea that one of my staff came up with. I just observed him doing that. So it was his innovation, and I saw the reaction that he was getting, and I thought maybe we can duplicate that and turn it into something. Obviously, I was the one who helped. Me and my team, we conceptualized what that was going to be packaged into, but that's where the idea was spawned from. So, you get ideas from anywhere. I'm sure you go through the same thing in your creative process too.
Sure. And I mean, I love working with owner operator types because you're the man on the ground. When you see something, we can react to it right away. I'm in the store in Tateyoko from time to time, but I talk to guys like you and other retailers, and I like the fact that we can react quickly. I feel like because we're a small brand and we own our means of production, we can jump on that and make sure that if there's a need that needs to be met, we can meet that need pretty quickly. And we're also not afraid to try new things. Some people think, oh, well, that's too off-brand or that's not us. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if it's not us yet. Let's give it a try. If people like it and, I don't see anything wrong with it, then I'm going to go for it. Let's try out new things. So I like that we're able to do that with you guys.
And that's what fashion is all about. It is about trying new things. It's about experimenting. Some people, really, designers view fashion as art. I mean, we view it as art and commerce, but it really is art to them. So a lot of great designers will push the boundaries of what clothing can look like, whether it's graphic design or cut and sew or denim cut and sew, or it's a combination of all of those things.
Right.
That's really what it's all about, and it's the art versus the commerce side of it. It's kind of trying to find that delicate balance, right? But it really is an art form. So I mean, that's really the motivation for wanting to make cool products. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we've been going at it for about an hour now. So I don't know if our listeners can handle much more of us. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And I just wanted to wrap things up here. And I wanted to just close out the show with Daniel. For those who don't know, you mentioned it before, and I'm going to link everything in the description below. But where can they find you, in Toronto, online? And you also have a new location opening up soon. Maybe you want to dive into that a little bit, and yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, currently, for the next, I don't know how many months. It's for a little bit. You can find us at our 101 Yorkville Avenue location. It's sort of downtown central Toronto. We've been in the same location for 36 years. You can find us online, www.rainbowjeans.com. That's a full online store. You can find pretty much all of our products. We ship all the way from, everywhere in North America, so Canada and the US. And that's a great site. We have all of our best products up on there. And then in April of next year, or spring of next year, hopefully it's April, we are moving to 55 Bloor Street in the Manulife Center. So that is an indoor shopping complex. It's not a mall, because when you think mall, it's a giant multi-level, thousands of stores. This is an incredible indoor shopping complex where we will actually be moving into a bigger, better space. It's going to be about 30% bigger, and our store is pretty big.
Yeah.
I know 4,300 square feet doesn't seem like much that's probably just a number to anybody, but We're going from 4,300 to 6,500 square feet, new location, with higher ceilings and just a great,
Great location.
it's just a great new, fresh location. And we're also doing a slight rebrand of our logo and some of our word marks and stuff that we're going to be releasing, towards the end of the year. Nothing, super different from what we look like now, but with the new store, we wanted to kind of refresh our identity a little bit and, have that coupled with the new store. And there's lots of great ideas that are going to come with the new store. Obviously, we're talking to some brands, including Naked and Famous, about doing some, collaborations or specialty product or capsule lines for the launch of that store. So stay tuned to that. All of that stuff can be accessed on our website. There's tons of news about that. But we're going to be moving into a great new space in spring of 2019. So that's very exciting. It's the first time we've moved in 36 years. We've held this location and this one-stop shop for many, many years, but we're excited about the change. And I think, if you've been to our store or you haven't been to our store, if you're new or you're existing, you will definitely, if you trust me, you will love this new store that we are building. We have been putting a lot of effort behind the scenes, still running the store the way it is. It's kind of doing like two jobs at the same time, but I'm telling you that this new store and this new project that we're going down, this road that we're going down is a great one. I guarantee you, new or old, you will not be disappointed with this. I'm very excited to reveal it to everybody.
Well, I'm looking forward to it a lot. I love the location right there on Bloor Street. It's going to be fantastic. I think you've got... anyways,
yeah,
I'm going to be there for the launch for sure. I hope there's an invite for me in the mail.
There's an invite for you, your whole team, Risa, Brandon, get Tammy out of the office, everybody. I want everybody there. Anybody that has contributed to this great thing that is Over the Rainbow, I want you guys all there. And you will all be there. I will make sure that you guys come here to enjoy it with us.
We will definitely be there, I promise you. All right, well, with that said, thank you so much, Daniel, for being part of this, I guess, new podcast journey of ours. Thank you so much for all your wonderful insight, and thanks for bringing out all those great archival pieces and that Fire King mug. This is my office. Most people who watch this podcast have seen my messy office, but we've been renovating recently, and I've been waiting for like 2 weeks for my shelves to arrive, and I haven't been able to take this place over yet. But as I was clearing it out, I found 2 of those mugs, and I was like, oh my God, these are the last 2 that we have, and I'm keeping them preserved in the box. But I haven't found the Naked Lady logo version of it. There's one of them floating around this building somewhere, and
no, I think this is just a normal fire mug.
Yeah,
I just went to our kitchen. We have like 1 or 2 of them, and I was just like, if I'm going to drink water during the podcast, why not just
right,
do it?
The one.
So anyway, man,
Cool.
I also want to thank you for having me on this. This video, and like I said, come check us out in Toronto or online. And stay tuned for lots of exciting things coming between Over the Rainbow and Naked and Famous Denim. And thank you for that. Thanks for making this happen.
Oh, it's my pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Nice store now. Grab them.
Later, Dan.